Hello, welcome. It's me again. Episode 5, I fell in love with a minion.
Don't be afraid. It was just me, guys. And you're like, who is that silly little voice that you had going there? That was just something I like to do for fun sometimes, you know, just to welcome everybody to my fun podcast. But when I say my title, I fell in love with a minion, it does ring true. It rings true, guys. We have to talk about this. Okay, so basically, yeah, also, wait, no, this is actually kind of really embarrassing. Oh, God. It's okay. Stick with me here. So basically, I went to Universal Studios 2 days ago, I think. Yeah, 2 days ago. And, you know, they have like the Despicable Me land there and whatnot. And if you've seen my videos before, I like to say bellow sometimes. Just something fun I like to do. And I was at the Despicable Me cafe, like we were like, oh, should we eat here? And then lo and behold, I turn around and emerging from these doors that literally opened up like this is a small fellow that was yellow colored. Oh, that doesn't sound right out of context. A small fellow that was yellow and had big goggles on and like these overalls. And he literally just opened his arms and started rocking right to me. And the only reaction I had was to scream. Out of excitement, out of maybe being a little scared. But like he was coming right for me. And I was like, oh my God, it's you. And then he he turns, fully swerves me. And then like goes in line. And I see all these people like waiting for him. I was like, oh, I didn't know you were a celebrity. I thought we had like when our eyes connected, it was truly something I don't think I've ever felt before. And I don't know. And then he started kicking his little feet and I was like, there's nobody else that I picture myself with. If I could open my eyes every day I wake up and see someone's face, I'd want it to be him. But the story does take a turn. In my belief, so basically, you know when you meet someone, then you have to go to the internet to be like, who was that? Like, I need to find out everything about them. That's what I did. So I go to Google and I Google yellow man with, there has to be a better word for that. Small creature that is yellow and was wearing goggles and overalls. And I come across this picture that has like 3 main minions and it says their names. And I was like, oh shit, that was the one. That was him. It was Stuart. So what do? This whole experience actually was captured. The only thing that wasn't captured was our first interaction. The only thing that was captured was me getting the nerves to go talk to him, which that video's on my TikTok. And so I title it Meeting Stuart Gets Emotional. And in my caption, I disclose my love for him and, you know, put some music on it, whatever. I posted it to, you know, hopefully that he'll see it. And as the video starts, you know, gaining some traction, people really happy for me and my experience, a couple comments start flooding in that aren't necessarily, it's a hard situation. A couple comments start flooding in saying, that's not Stuart. That's not Stuart. How could you get that wrong? You're so uncultured. That's obviously Dave. So I might have made a small mistake. Who I thought was Stuart was actually Dave. But in my defense, there are how many minions out there? Oh my gosh. There's not only 3 minions. Gru had that shit turning out. That was like child labor. He had like a whole colony of them. And they all have different names, and yet names can be duplicated, even though there's Stuarts in the world. Maybe sometimes a Dave also looks like a Stuart, you know? So that's my defense. I couldn't rack up the nerves to go talk to him, so we will never know his true name. So I want people out there to know, even if a name slips up, it still does not deny the love that has brewed within. Okay? Sometimes we can be mistaken. I've been called other names before that aren't me. I've seen two people at school, and then I reached out to the friend because I thought it was a friend, but it was actually the other person. And then I had to drop the friend, and then he was really mad because I thought it was the other guy, and then they stopped being friends because of it, and then I ended up not even progressing forward with the other friend, so then I kind of just like ruined his friendship. Okay, maybe I'm evil. But that is just another case of this happens. Like, I have a history of accidentally mixing people up. Ugh. Sorry about it. But, yeah. If you guys want to go see the video, it's on my TikTok. Stuart. I love that word. Stuart. Hi, my name is Stuart. So yeah, that's enough out of that. But Stuart or Dave, if you're seeing this, hey, I miss you so much. If you ever want to come home and sit on my couch or even on my bed, we can arrange that. Just text me back. It's been kind of dry, so anyway, here's another thing. So I was like making coffee the other day. I was walking around downstairs, and I don't know, it's like I had like a laser beam planted that like hit me in the head and was like and like punched me through the forehead of like an old reference. And this happens a lot. Like, it could be like an old Vine reference or like an old TikTok sound, but it happens a lot. But when it happened, it's never happened this extreme. It happened like it hit my brain, and for the next 30 minutes I could not stop saying it. It was like over and over and over. It was so bad. I was like, it's just so good to say, and I don't want to say it now because but I'll say it. Ew, why am I cringing at myself? It was, what in the hell put the muffins in the freezer? God, that's so cringy. Embrace it. I did. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Like, that was a huge sound, but the funniest part was like people were dead ass dancing to it. They're like, "Who in the hell put the muffins in the freezer?" I did. I actually just did that, but it was to show you guys a visual reference of how people were dancing to that. So, ignore that. But yeah, that was a big one back then. Also, there's a lot of, I had this friend and we were like freaking, what's the word? Like dueling? What is the word when you're like riffing? Yeah, riffing. We were riffing each other off. No, we weren't. We were riffing Vine references to each other. So like he would say one, I would say one, and it was like going on for so long, and it brought back so many memories. You guys, when Vine was around, I was probably, how old was I? I was a kid. But Vine was my TikTok as a child. Like, the kids that are on TikTok, that was me on Vine. I literally remember being on the toilet scrolling on like my iPhone 2 on freaking Vines and laughing. And I also participated in some of these Vines as well. I did post some. Really hope those don't surface. There was one I made for, please tell me someone here knows Cameron Dallas. Please, I don't know what my age range is, so I don't know who I'm talking to, but can someone please tell me they know who Cameron Dallas is? MagCon boy. Oh my god, I'm having like weird mucus. Weird stuff is happening there. Oh my god. Hello? MagCon boy who he was a MagCon boy who also attended MagCon and was like doing MagCon with the other MagCon boys because he was a MagCon boy. And I met, this is actually a story and a half. So I was the ripe age of probably like 7, and my sister was like, "Oh, do you want to go to this thing called MagCon? It's a bunch of cute boys from Vine." And I was like, "Oh my god, yes!" And then she showed me Cameron Dallas, and that, I know I'm in love with Stuart, or Dave, sorry. I don't know his name. That was actually my first love. No, second love. Justin Bieber was my first. Cameron Dallas. So we went and we met him. We like deadass went to the first MagCon ever. Like OG. Like it was in like a hotel banquet hall. Like no like lines or anything. They were just walking around. Freaking Shawn Mendes was there. Jack and Jack and all the other Fuglatugans like Taylor Kniff and freaking what Carter Reynolds. Oh my god. Yeah. So we were at the first MagCon that Jack and Jack even performed at. I took a picture with Cameron Dallas, you know, the whole shebang. It was very chill. So we went to that one. And then I think we went to, I don't know if we went to 2 or 3 of them, but we were avid MagCon goers. I met him. Did I meet him 2 or 3 times? I don't know, but I was in love with Cameron Dallas. And so I met him the one time. And then when we went the second time, MagCon was like done, but his booth was the one that was still filled completely up. So a little me was like, I wanna see him again, my little Cameron Dallas. I wanna go talk to him. And so I get in the back of the line, and he notices me from the back of the line, and he's like, come here. And I was like, I turn around like little 6-year-old me. I'm like, me? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, security guards. And he was like, no, like, and then so he like talked to them and he let me I was literally at the end of the line. There's a whole line of girls and I literally got to cut all of them. I don't know if he like recognized me from the first time. Keep in mind, again, I was a literal child. Like not like 12, 13, no, like child, like 8 or 9 maybe. And he like picked me up, put me on his back. It was a whole production and a half, and I loved him so much. There's a point to this story. I loved him so much that when I went home, I made a Vine. And I was so dead ass, y'all. I was so dead ass. I literally was like, Cameron Dallas, I love you, and if you see this, I met you at MagCon, so if you could just give this video a like, that would be awesome. And I fully posted it. It was something honestly worse. I can't remember the exact wording, but I fully posted it. Like 100% thought he was going to see it and be like, oh yeah, that's her. Let me slide in her DMs. That's my wife right there. But I was also like 6 years old and that would have been a crime. But in my eyes, it was love. I didn't care. I was willing to commit these. Maybe I shouldn't say this. You know what I mean, when you're a little kid and you're like, oh my god, yeah, whatever. So, yeah, he's having a kid now, which I fully thought we were endgame. I'm surprised I haven't met him again. I feel like I would have by now, and we could talk and laugh about it, but, nope, having a kid. It's like when you have a kid, it's like, okay, nope, not even if, like, you have a wife and you guys get divorced or something, like, nah. You just can't intervene on somebody's, like, child. I had a dream last night that I had a baby. It was really weird, and I was 16. It was really strange. Sorry. I just got hit with the knowledge magnet. Another YouTuber. Can someone please tell me that they're in with me on this? Is that the right wording? I was also in love with Kian Lawley. Does anybody know who Kian Lawley is? He shaped who I am today. And my sister bought me a cameo from him for my 16th and 17th birthday. And I loved him. And one time I was at the mall in LA and we were in the food court and he walked past me. And when I tell you I went to a full shocked body frozen state, it was actually beyond me. I literally like saw him and like it was like the life like a ghost came in and grabbed my soul and took it and like threw it, and like I like literally like that. And then he walked out, like he was like leaving the mall, and then he walked out and I just started crying and I was like, I missed my shot. Oh my god, Kian Lawley, I love you. And I still think about it every day. And every time I go to that mall, I think about it. Ugh, I think about it. And he also has a kid on the way. You guys, why are we progressing? Why are we getting older? Why are we making decisions? Like, no, like, do it. Like, yes, be happy. Yes, no, I'm not saying don't, but I'm just saying, like, that's crazy that this is happening. All of these old influencers just popping out babies. Like, that's a huge life thing. Like, no, get behind the camera, start being silly. What do you mean you're about to be a father? Huh? What? You're about to be a father. Honestly, I don't know. Can you imagine, like, being a child and you're like, Dada, and he's like, I'm vlogging right now. But I wanted to play toys. I have to do this for the views. That wasn't funny. The first one was funny. That wasn't funny. But it is a funny concept. Someone should make a skit about that. POV, dad, your dad is an influencer and you're just a little kid wanting to play with your dad. But then your dad's like, no, I have to vlog. I don't know what I'm talking about. Speaking of influencers, dude, what is happening inside my body right now? Speaking of influencers, you know who's AI generated? Like, 100% I believe he was, like, crafted in a laboratory underneath the ground about 50 feet, and they were, like, doing test subjects on him, like, implying ChatGPT, and then, like, building his bones to become, like, a humanoid robot. Brent Rivera. That's not a real human being. That's not a real human. I also met him too. Oh, I forgot that happened. I did meet Brent Rivera at the beach when I was about, I think, 16. Yeah, we took a picture with him. I'm not showing that picture ever. I hope it never resurfaces. It is the world's worst picture. Yeah. So anyway, long story. Not really that long. I just told it to you, but yeah, he's AI generated. Like, he's just like, he seems, and that's not disrespectful. He just seems like, I don't know how to explain it. Maybe it's like because he like is targeted towards children, but like he almost like he looks like his skin would be like made out of like, I don't want to say plastic because that sounds wrong, but like some type of like material that's not skin. Seems like he was crafted somewhere. Can someone please agree with me on this? Because I think I'm correct. Brent Rivera looks AI generated. I don't know, just like I can't imagine him waking up and just like, I don't know. Like, has he ever cursed before? He's probably done. No, I'm not. Okay, not enough about Brent Rivera. This is not a hit to Brent Rivera. Here's another thing. Recently, I was about a year ago or two, I realized how much fun being active on the internet is. Like, I was just kind of like a bystander to the internet. Like, I would scroll, like, you know, do my own little thing. But once I realized I have the power of a comment, oh, I've never stopped. Oh my God, it's so fun. But the only thing I don't agree with is when, like, I would never leave a hate comment anywhere. Like, hating is, like, commenting to hate, that's a different, you gotta be some type of villain. I would never do that, but I just love commenting, like, little silly things. And it's actually paid off. I have, like, a handful of comments that have actually went viral, and there's something so fulfilling about that. I'm like, damn, my comment was the one that was like, yeah. And then you hit like, yes, that was me. I did that. I've had a couple pop off. There was this one of like a dog hitting a guitar, or no, an iPad. And I was like, it's not funny when I say it out loud. Damn. He was like hitting an iPad, and I was like, he has a song in his heart that he needs to get out immediately. Whoa. I'm sure I could still find it. I want to see how many likes it's at now. Because people still like it to this day. It has 31,000 likes. I said, he has a song in his heart he needs to get out. Can you guys see the video? So that was me. I'm silly. I said that. Still looking at my hate comments about friggin' minion balls. Whoa. Minion balls. Sorry. I don't mean to disrespect. What am I looking for? Let's go back to my phone. Some of the, I just read some of them and they're kind of depressing. Like, I was kind of in my feels and I was like, maybe this podcast should take an emotional turn because, like, keep it real. But I didn't want to bring the vibes down. Like, it's like a heavy medium between, like, keeping it real and fun, but also, like, oh, this is also real, but it's also, like, I don't know. I'll just say this. This was a couple things I had written down that I wanted to talk about. I feel like I've been going through an ugly phase, and that makes me sad. I'm just not hitting right now in my eyes, and I don't want to inflict that upon anyone and to anyone think that about me either. But also, I've recently discovered I have extreme body dysmorphia. Like, it's actually really bad. Like, I genuinely think, like, I need to lose weight every single day of my life, which is so unfair because I, like, know how I look, and I don't know. It's kind of touchy, and I hate to bring it up, but, like, again, I just want to keep this. We took a turn. We're talking about freaking minion balls to automatically body dysmorphia. Oh, what the hell? No, but it's true, and it just sucks and I go through so many varying, like, mindsets about it. Like, days I'm like, I don't care, I'm beautiful, and it's awesome, and then other days I'm like, I never want to be seen by the earth ever again. Not in, like, a cryptic way or anything, but it just sucks because you see all these people on the internet, and you're like, oh, I wish I'd look like them, whatever. But it's like, they struggle with these issues too, and, like, I get so many comments like, you're so beautiful, which, thank you to anyone that said that. I actually really do appreciate it. And it is a confidence booster. But yeah, no, there's still, like, things people struggle with every day. And it's like, I also know it's because, like, from high school to growing into a young woman, your body does change. And everybody says, like, oh, they romanticized their body when they were, like, a sophomore in high school and they were, like, 92 pounds and, like, whatever. But it's also because I genuinely haven't been taking care of myself, so it's just like, effect of that. Like, I have not been eating well, I have not been working out as much as I should, and so that plays a part in it too. It's not just like, oh, I think I'm big just because. Like, no, it's like, Kambri, get yourself together. But what was the other thing I was gonna say? It also runs really deep in my family, this body dysmorphia thing. Like, I have a sister and I also have a mother, and they're the most beautiful people I've ever seen. And literally, since I was a child, all they would talk about is how big they thought they were, and they were literally the skinniest people ever. So I'm like, by nature, it's just kind of grown on to me. And it's something I noticed that, so I'm glad I can notice it and, like, realize that's where it's coming from, but I can't just turn it off. And so it's like, every time I've seen a picture of me recently, I'm just like, God, I look so, like, not myself. And so, that being said, I really do need to start taking care of myself. But to be fair, I had a friend from home visiting this week, so it was like a week filled of, like, straight eating as much as silly stuff as we could. And, you know, I think we went to the gym, like, once maybe, and, like, things like that. So I have to give myself some slack there. But now it's like, okay, you had your vacation of fun, but my vacation of fun has been, like, the past, like, 6 months. So ooh, back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. So yeah. So enough about that. I'm sorry to get all, like, depressed on you guys, but it's true. It's real. These things happen. So I just want to stray away from that mindset I want to get back to taking care of myself. Like, I'm looking at my room and there's just clothes and clothes and clothes everywhere. I'm literally like messy girl aesthetic. Cringe. Yeah, I need to get back on my clean girl wave. But to sum this, I don't know what's happening inside there. To sum this podcast up, I just want to say, do you guys remember those videos on Vine where it was like, I love you, you're so beautiful, don't give up? That's how I feel right now. So, yeah. Stuart or Dave or whatever your minion name is, if you're watching this, again, if you could just respond to my DM, that would be great. And to every girl out there, you're beautiful. I love you. And boy, if you're watching this, boy. But yeah, I look forward to sitting down and making these every single week. I just love it so much. And also, I'll be posting like a silly video this week as well. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I think I might try Indian food for the first time. That might be my video of the week. I want to preface, yeah, it's like a podcast like this a week and then just like a fun actual like YouTube style video to just refresh your brains.
Bye. I'll see you later. Bye.